Well then, I did not expect to be doing another video tonight. There's already been one video released today on transfer news. That came out at 7. What time is it now? 8:30, 9 o'clock. Here's another one, because it's got to have its own video, this one. I've got to do a quick one for you on this massive mental update that has came out in the last hour or so. Big breaking news. Crazy stuff. And January's just started, and this could have came out at any time. But it's madness. Absolute madness, this one. I want to know what you think in the comments as well. So I'm going to jump on quickly, few minutes, let you know the crack, let you know how I feel about it. Cristiano Ronaldo will join Newcastle United if we get Champions League football. Now, that is apparently the crack. We're waiting to hear if it's official, waiting to hear from Sky Sports and whatnot if it is. But Marca in Spain, the biggest media outlet there, started reporting it, newspaper there in Spain. All over the world are reporting it now, Barstool, all over Twitter, all over everywhere. The Express, the Mail, the Sun, everywhere's reporting it now. So we're waiting for it to become an official announcement. And it's just crazy, absolutely mental that if Newcastle United finish in the Champions League places, Cristiano Ronaldo can jump back from Saudi Arabia and just join us on loan. So how this has came about is obviously Cristiano Ronaldo recently signed a contract with Saudi Arabia's Al Nassr. He's joined them until 2025 on a massive mega money deal. Went on the Piers Morgan interview, did all that, left Man United to join Al Nassr while Messi's lifting the World Cup. Bit mad. How he's left Man United, said he wanted Champions League football, said he could still play at the top level, and he goes to Saudi Arabia. And he's went there for £200 million a year. So can you blame him that much? I mean, I can, because he's got enough money that he doesn't need that money. But how can he turn that money down as well? If he's clearly got no other big offers on the table. Otherwise you would be turning that down. I thought he'd go back to Portugal. That would be nice for him. Finish off where he started. Even could go to Germany, Bayern Munich, something like that. But they were never really that interested in signing him at this age now. So he's went to Saudi Arabia, £200 million a year. The figures are staggering. He earns over £500,000 a day, over £500,000 per day. It's just mental. What is it, £16.5 million a month? It's the numbers are insane. But the big thing that Ronaldo has done here, playing his 4D chess, the Louis Vuitton chessboard with Messi, is that he's guaranteed himself a way to get back into Champions League football if Newcastle can finish in the top 4. So Al Nassr and Newcastle United, both owned by Saudi Arabian's public investment fund, PIF Group, own Newcastle. Obviously, that takeover went through over a year ago now, becoming the richest club in the world. Al Nassr, Saudi Arabia's top team, right up there with them. They're owned by PIF. So they've put it in their contract for both parties. Both parties want this, to join Newcastle if we get Champions League football. Now, Ronaldo doesn't want to leave Champions League football. Obviously, he has, because he didn't have offers. But he wants to solidify his place as the record goal scorer ever in the Champions League. He's currently 11 goals ahead of Lionel Messi. So he wants to get back in the Champions League, nick a few goals here and there, make sure he finishes as the top goal scorer ever for the UEFA Champions League. Way of doing that is that he can buy himself back in. He can get himself a little clause back in to come to Newcastle. Now, like I said, he's signed with Al Nassr until 2025. But he doesn't want to be playing there non-stop. So he's going to try and get himself a cheeky loan move back to Tyneside. He wants to come to the Toon. Ronaldo. He wants it. He wants to come here. So if only we get Champions League football, though. He wants top 4 if we get there. So Newcastle finish top 4. He can turn around Al Nassr and say, right, that'll do me, lads. I'm off to Newcastle for a year. I'm going to go play Champions League, get a few goals, keep me record, keep it all sweet. Now, this is mind-boggling. I can't get over this. This is just mental news that this is even the case, because obviously Ronaldo wants it to be back in Europe, playing Champions League, playing those big matches in big stadiums. PIF want it because PIF want him in Saudi Arabia to increase the awareness there, and they're trying to grow the sport over there. And they obviously want him so they can increase revenue, marketing, and everything else at Newcastle United, who they obviously now own. So getting Ronaldo at both clubs, both shirt sales, both marketing, worldwide fan base that can create a storm doing that. I mean, all the attention will be on Newcastle. You'd see shirts sold all over the world. That would increase Newcastle as a brand and increase their fan base and marketing and ways to get around FFP and things like that. So that would be a huge deal for them. Now, I've done loads of videos on Ronaldo already on the channel, to be fair. There is a few videos on Ronaldo. Should he come to Newcastle? Would he come to Newcastle? I was kind of right. I was kind of leaning along this path, not knowing it. But when he was up for grabs, I said it. And before that, it's been talked about. But Ronaldo wants to come. He'll want to be back in the Champions League. PIF, for the reasons I've just said, want him. Eddie Howe, though, I don't think he'd want him. I think this will be going completely against what Eddie Howe wants. And obviously, if Ronaldo did sign, if we got top 4, Eddie Howe would come out in the press and he wouldn't say that. He would say, yeah, well, Ronaldo's one of the best ever. It's great to have him at the club. But there's no way that Eddie Howe wants him at Newcastle, because he goes completely against what we stand for as a team. Style of play, characters, togetherness, all of that kind of goes out the window when you're signing Ronaldo, because it has to be the Ronaldo show. It has to be everything about him. So that's the downside for it. You're not going to see Ronaldo tracking back. You're not going to see Ronaldo grafting. You're going to see Ronaldo standing in the box and wanting to just leap on a header. That's all he wants to do these days. So you wouldn't really fit in. But it is Ronaldo. When he is 37, that's another thing. He is 37. I've talked about in previous videos how he still acts like he's 27. He needs to adapt and realise he's not 37 anymore. Change his style of play. Change what he has, his expectations as a player and as a person. The thing is, if we are in Champions League, then we are going to have a bigger squad. To have Ronaldo in there, who's won it, who's done it, who's played at that level, would be class, I suppose. He could offer a lot, and a lot of players in the dressing room would learn off him. And he has that big game experience, the mentality of winning trophies. But you're going to be playing a lot of games, so you could use him as a sub, use him here, use him there. But that's the reason he left Man United, because he didn't want to be a sub. So it's an interesting one. But maybe a bit older, he'll settle down in Saudi Arabia a bit. Maybe he'll come to terms with that. That'll be a shock, and he'll come to terms that he's not playing Premier League, he's not playing big football every week. But comes to Newcastle, he might be more grateful for it. He might enjoy it a bit more, that it had been taken away, and he gets it back and he realises it's his last chance. So it's an absolute mad one, to be honest. It's blown me away that's actually in his contract, and he can join Newcastle if we get Champions League football. Mad. I mean, I've done videos on Ronaldo. Like I said, check them out. Would I have him? Check out the videos for that answer. Just type in Ronaldo Magpie channel, it'll come up. I'm knackered, as you can probably tell. So that'll do for me on this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think of that news. Subscribe to Magpie Channel TV, and I'll see you on the next one.